What's up everybody? Ben here from blogwithben.com, and today I'm partnering with NameHero web hosting to bring you this step-by-step tutorial where I'll be showing you how to redirect a page or post in WordPress without using a plugin. And as we're going through this tutorial, I highly recommend checking out NameHero's blog post on this topic. I've linked to it in the video description below, and we'll actually be using some of the code outlined in this article. So again, be sure to visit the link so you can follow along in this tutorial. Really quick before we dive in, if you get any value out of this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. It helps me bring you more resources, and it keeps you up to date with all of the WordPress and tech trends happening throughout the year. But either way, thank you so much for all your support. All right, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you know what a redirect is, but it never hurts to have a quick refresher. So imagine you move into a new house and you want to make sure that all of your mail gets forwarded to your new address. You inform the post office and they start sending all the mail that arrives at your old address to your new address. Well, a 301 redirect in the online world works the same way. It's like telling the internet, hey, this web page is moved permanently to a new address. So whenever someone tries to visit the old web page, they're automatically sent to the new web page. This way you don't lose visitors, and the search engines also understand that your content has a new permanent home, helping maintain your site's ranking. So with that being said, let's create a 301 redirect without a plugin. Okay, the first step in the process is to determine two things: which URL needs to be redirected and which URL should the users be redirected to. And for this example, for the URL that needs to be redirected, I'm using this broken link as the URL because it's giving a page not found error. This is a bad user experience and it's not great for SEO either. So I'm going to redirect this to an internal link that has actual content on it. Now, one very important thing to pay attention to when you're creating your redirects is how your URLs are structured on your site, specifically the slug. And the slug is everything that comes after the slash following your domain. And the thing you really want to pay attention to is whether or not there is a trailing slash at the end of the URL. And as you can see for this example, my slug is /makesushi, and then it ends with a trailing slash. That is what I'm going to use for my redirect in a few moments. However, if you visit your URLs and you don't see a trailing slash at the end of the slug, then your slug won't include a trailing slash in the redirect. However, my URLs for this site do use a trailing slash, so that's what I'm going to use for my URL that needs to be redirected. Next, you'll want to determine where you want the traffic to be redirected to. And for this example, I'm sending them to an internal page on my site, which is what you're looking at right now. And you'll want to access the slug of this URL as well. And it is creating an easy sushi recipe for beginners, again followed by a trailing slash. Take note of whether or not your URLs have a trailing slash when you're performing these next steps. Okay, now that we know what slugs we're going to use for our redirect, let's move on and actually implement the redirect without using a plugin. And the way we'll do that is with a little code. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the tutorial, you can access the code by visiting NameHero's article, and I've linked to it in the video description below. Then once you click on that link, scroll down a bit until you see step number 2. And you're looking for this code. This is what you're going to copy and paste in your WordPress functions.php file. Then we're going to make 2 small edits to this code after we paste it to the functions.php file in WordPress. And we'll address that in just a bit. But first, let's highlight the code and copy it. I'm on a Mac, so I'm pressing Command-C on my keyboard to copy it. Then let's head over to WordPress. And in order to access the functions file, you'll want to open your theme file editor. So within your WordPress dashboard on the left-hand side of the screen, hover your mouse over Appearance and click on Theme File Editor. And this will bring you to your theme file editor, obviously. And this is a feature within the WordPress dashboard that allows you to directly edit the code of your theme's files. It's a built-in code editor accessible from the WordPress admin area and is designed for users who wish to make changes to their theme files directly from the dashboard. Now, one thing I want to point out is that this redirect within the functions.php file is a somewhat advanced thing to do, but it's actually really simple. You just have to follow along with what I do exactly, or you could potentially break your site, making it inaccessible. Therefore, it's recommended to have backups or ideally perform this edit in a staging environment first. But like I said, as long as you do exactly and only what we do in this tutorial, you should be fine. But I just wanted to put that quick disclaimer out there before we did anything. Okay, so first within the theme files on the right-hand side of the screen, find the functions.php file and open it. Then when you do that, on the left-hand side of the screen, the file contents will display in that text box. And we want to scroll down to the very bottom of the file. So let's do that really quick. Next, place your cursor in the text box at the very bottom there and paste the code from NameHero. Again, I'm on a Mac, so I'm pressing Command P on my keyboard to paste it. And there we go, it'll look something like this. Then we're making two small edits to this code, and the section you're looking for looks like this. And all we're doing here is we're swapping the from slug and to slug sections of code with the slugs of the from and the to URLs we went over in the beginning of the video. I know that might have sounded kind of confusing, but it'll make sense once you watch me do it. Okay, so once you've located this section of the code, it's time to edit it. And the first edit will be the from slug. This is the slug of the URL that was my broken link giving the page not found error. So let's head over to that page really quick. And then all you're going to do here is highlight the slug like so. Again, make sure you get the initial slash and everything that follows it. Then I'm copying this, so I'm pressing Command C on my keyboard to copy it. Then let's head back to our theme file editor in WordPress. And then within that section of code, replace the from slug text in brackets with the actual slug from the URL that we just copied. So after I paste it by pressing Command P on my keyboard, it will look like this. Next, it's time to edit the to slug portion of the code. So this time, head over to the URL that you want to redirect traffic to. Again, I'm going to send traffic that lands on the broken link page to this internal page on my site. And just like the from URL slug, we'll grab the slug from this URL. It's a bit longer, but the process is the exact same. Highlight everything after the initial slash, like so. And then I'm copying it, so I'm pressing Command C on my keyboard to copy it. Then back at the WordPress theme file editor, replace the to slug text in brackets with the slug from the URL that we just copied. So after I paste it by pressing Command P on my keyboard, it'll look like this. And we have the from slug and the to slug. So the code is telling WordPress to redirect traffic that lands on Make Sushi to creating an easy sushi recipe for beginners. And that's it. All that's left to do now is to click the Update File button at the bottom of the screen, and you'll get a notification that the file has been edited successfully. So let's go ahead and check it out and make sure everything works. All right, so as you can see, I am at the broken link page with the URL slug Make Sushi. And then when I reload the page, boom, check that out. The code worked and traffic is now being redirected to the new URL. We can obviously tell by the content on the page, but you'll see that the URL is now displaying the to slug that we used in the functions.php code. Awesome. Then another great thing about this redirect strategy is that you can easily add additional redirects by updating the code using the same steps that we just went through. So for each new redirect, just copy and paste this section of code under the initial one. So you'd copy this code, then head over to your theme file editor in WordPress, and right below that first redirect, paste the code from the article like so. And you may need to add some additional spaces to clean it up a bit and make it match, but it should look like this when you're done. Then all you do is swap out the from and to slugs with the URL slugs that you want to redirect from and to. Again, just follow the same steps we just went over, and don't forget to click the Update File button to save your changes and implement the redirect. And as always, if you're having trouble with your redirects, feel free to leave a comment under this video or within NameHero's blog post, and we'd be happy to help you out. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Also, if you're thinking about starting a blog, you got to check out my step-by-step tutorials. They'll show you everything you need to know in order to build, grow, and monetize a professional WordPress blog. And as always, your support means a great deal to me and my family, and for that, I thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.